Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm George Connolly with Scratch Golf Tips, and today we're going to be talking about a very specific part of your game that you can actively work on to improve that will easily save you 2 shots or even more every single round. Today we're going to be talking about escape shots and how you can properly take your medicine on the golf course. We're going to talk about what that means, how to do it, and how it will positively impact your scoring. Now, escape shots are fairly self-explanatory in golf. It's when you're in a bad position and you need to escape that position to get into a better position. Whether you hook your drive to the left or you hit a wicked slice to the right, somehow you're going to get out of position a few times every round, but it's important not to let that one bad shot lead to a huge blow-up hole. Oftentimes, amateur golfers will find themselves out of position and will try and hit a heroic shot to get back into position, and this will lead to another poor shot. Now you're compounding your errors, you've hit 2 bad shots, you're still out of position, and now you're scrambling maybe just to save a double bogey. However, if we take those out of position shots that we normally have and don't take the hero approach, but take your medicine, hit a nice simple shot back in the fairway, we're going to really eradicate all of those blow-up scores that really ruin all of our scorecards. Sounds great, right? Shave a few strokes off your game by taking the conservative shot. It does, but it is easier said than done. So let's go through 3 main tips to make sure your escape shots go better next time. Now, generally when I say escape shot, you think about trees. You're jailed behind trees. It could also be you're right near water, you're in very thick rough. I'm going to mostly talk about trees and how we can get out of trees, but this will also apply to any other obstacle you may find yourself in. So firstly, let's keep in mind that the fairway is more important than distance. If you're out of position 170 yards out, it's much better to punch the ball out 90 degrees, be in the fairway 170 out, than try and advance it 50 yards and be in the thick rough or jailed behind more trees just a little bit closer to the hole. So let's keep that in mind first. That being said, once we've chosen our line, it's time to find out our carry distance and our total distance. If you are chipping back into the fairway, try and roughly estimate, okay, I have to get this ball 20 yards to land in the fairway, and then once it's in the fairway, I have 15 yards of fairway to work with. What shot can I hit that'll land just over 20 yards and stop before 35 yards? That's the kind of math that you'll be doing in your mind. Once we have that carry number and that total distance number in our heads, now we have to make a club selection, which in this case is not the easiest thing to do. Say you're in the fairway from 150 out, you know exactly what your 150 club is. However, you do not know what club will hit 20 yards in the air, stop fairly quickly, and that you can keep under a tree. It's much easier said than done, and you do need to practice this on the range. It may feel a little bit odd hitting little 5-iron chips, but that may be what will take you to the next level and get your escape shots on point. What a lot of people will do on these shots is they'll take out a 4-iron because it's very easy to hit that 4-iron below the trees, but they'll land it in the fairway and the ball will scream right through the fairway into the rough on the other side. That's not what we want to do. So don't be afraid of those higher lofted clubs. I'm not saying go with a 58-degree wedge, but if you take maybe a 7-iron and you put it a little bit back in the stance, not even off the back toe, the center of the stance, have a little bit of forward shaft lean, and just punch the ball like you would a longer chip with a bump and run. It's a very similar premise with these shots. That way you'll get a little bit of arc on the ball and it will still stay below the trees, but that arc will allow the ball to stop much earlier and you can control it and keep it in the fairway as opposed to going from rough to rough, which is widely detrimental. Now, once we have the numbers in our mind and a good club selected, we need to come up with a visualization of the box we are working with. You may have been in the position where there's a tree right in the middle of you and you might go to the right, you might go to the left, and you just hit it and hope you don't hit the tree. That's not what we want to do. We want to create a box and be very intentional with our line. The more intentional we are with our line, the better results we'll get. You can align yourself better, you can align the club face much better. So if you say, I need to keep it below this and between these 2 trees, zone in right on the center of that box where you know you can get the ball in the fairway. And if you go a little bit right of that, you're still safe. If you go a little bit left of that, you're still safe. If you go a little bit high, you won't hit the branches. If you go a little bit low, it'll just stay in the grass. But take your time with these shots. Don't stand over it and immediately go aggressive and hit a 4-iron. Don't try and chip out, backwards if you have a decent shot ahead of you where you can hit a little punch 6-iron and get the ball into the green, or fairway rather. But what's very important is that you take your time through this process. I'm not saying stand over the ball for 5 minutes, but be very intentional in your decision making. Be logical. Think, once you're out of position, don't be thinking birdie. If you're a 20 handicap, don't even be thinking par. Just think, how do I not blow up on this hole? How do I not make a triple bogey? Well, if you're 190 out in the trees, punch it out. Have 170 from the fairway. That's fine. Don't keep an idealistic image of a hole. Don't keep an idealistic score in your head when your first tee shot goes awry. This really all comes back to managing your expectations on the golf course. Let me know your thoughts on escape shots. Let me know if you're confident in them, if you're not as confident in them, if you like to be aggressive, conservative, whatever you have, I'd like to hear it. Personally, I'm generally pretty conservative with these shots. I like hitting my irons out of the fairway. It's a part of my game that I'm very confident in. So when I'm out of place off the tee, I feel very confident hitting a very conservative shot, getting it in the fairway, usually making a bogey, but if you can keep those doubles, triples, or whatever's worse off the card, you will absolutely see a few strokes off your next round of golf. As always, leave any comments or questions down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like rating. It helps me understand what kind of content you like. It also helps YouTube show this content to more people who will find it helpful. As always, if you want to see more videos from the Scratch Golf Tips YouTube channel, you can subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be noted every time we post a new video. Thank you all very much for watching. Play well and take care.